Why now? It's been so long that you've been gone. Why now? After all that shit that I put you through. Tell me why now? I gotta make you believer. Not just some asshole in a cut him out t-shirt. Why now?
Hey everybody, it's Uncle Mongrel from the Stewart Perspective podcast. I'm standing in the office in what will be the eventual studio, and I know if you're listening to the podcast side of this, you haven't seen a podcast come up from us for a while. It's because we're on hiatus, because when we were in the RV, it got too daggum hot to sit there and do a podcast, and we had ACs and fans running, and it really screwed up the audio, so we couldn't do the podcast in the RV. We got the new house, and we're transitioning from life on the road to living in a house again, and the office here is going to be part photography studio. It's going to be the podcast studio as well, and editing bay and everything else like that. For the shop we have coming out, the podcast, and any other thing going on. I've also been doing a vlog that is going on Patreon, and after a week or two on Patreon, I'll put it over on YouTube for the norms. The patrons get to see it first. But what I thought I could do is these mornings that I'm up early because this new medication I'm on wakes me up and my brain starts firing 90 miles an hour at 6:30 in the morning. So I get up and I get in here, I can start playing on the computer and I can rehash some stuff. I've got like a year's worth of episodes from the original podcast I did back in 2012, and there's a lot of funny segments. There's a lot of stuff that's not relevant anymore, but there's still some funny segments and stuff. So I'm going to do a Raw Retro Rewind, okay? And Raw is Random Access WebTV, which has now been transformed into Random Access Web Communications, which is our parent company for Raw. You can still find the whole episodes on the interwebs if you want. It's also the parent company for Stewart Perspective podcast and for what will be Stewart Farms brand Mercantile. So that's a little useless information for you. But what I'm just letting you know right this minute is this is going to be the first little Raw Retro Rewind for you. And I'm doing two little quick segments from the first episode, very first episode of three guys just sitting down who have no idea what they're doing to make a podcast. And we did it for, just background here, we did it for 12 months. We got about 24 episodes. And we were trying to prove a point that you could garnish a following without advertising on the internet, you know. And in that time period, 24 episodes, 12 months, we garnished 7,000 viewers in 27 countries. So some of the stuff's pretty funny. Again, some of it's outdated, not really good references. But we had some special guests and stuff that I would like to highlight. And a lot of people I still am in touch with today from this show. But without any further ado, here is the first episode. You know what? Hold on. Let me back that up. I'm going to flip this around so you can see why we're not ready to do the podcast yet, okay? Hold on. Look at this. The place is a disaster. Look at Paco. Good Lord. We're still going through everything here. And this is just the main office. We still got Robin's office. We got the kitchen. We got the rest of the house. It's a nightmare. Anyway, without further ado, this is the first episode of Raw Retro Rewind. Hope you enjoy it.
This is Random Access, and I am Eric Stewart.
I'm Anton.
I'm Talon Skipsrud.
And we are three guys talking shit. My topic, this is one of my topics.
The new segment, which
new
technically
segment?
everything's a new segment.
Everything's a new segment.
I'm a new segment.
But this was my segment. Shittiest movie of the week. Yes, sir.
Movie of the week.
The way this is supposed to work, each one of us is supposed to watch at least one shitty movie. Don't tell the other ones about it. Bring it to the table. Do a discussion about it. And it qualifies as the shittiest movie if you watch 10 minutes or less before you turn it off.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that I've turned off, but I'm sorry I didn't watch a crappy movie.
Well, I did. I'm f***ing talking about it.
I think it wins already.
Yes,
By default.
Aliens versus Ninjas. Come on.
I mean, it kinda
I
sounds
had to
awesome.
watch it just for the title.
It was,
Oh my
wasn't it at Fantastic
Have you guys
Fest
seen it?
a couple years ago?
Was it? Are you
think-
serious?
yeah.
Oh my dear God in heaven.
It was part of the batch of Japanese movies that came in like 2010, I
Take
think.
the time.
Well, our
Go to
crew hasn't
Netflix,
seen it,
okay?
so-
Take the time.
I believe it's on Netflix, yes?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix,
Get
Netflix,
Aliens versus
Netflix.
Ninjas. You're only gonna make it through 10 minutes before you say, "What the shit?" I forced myself through 10 minutes just because I wanted to see what the alien looked like. Oh Jesus!
But I mean, like, there's cowboys and aliens and stuff like that.
That was badass.
Oh wow!
This is Aliens versus Ninjas.
For silly.
That was a badass
It was a silly movie.
It was a
Wasn't
silly movie.
but it was a badass
It was
movie.
a silly movie.
We'll talk about that
But,
later. No. Aliens versus Ninjas.
Basically,
Shitty movie, huh?
if I haven't seen Aliens vs. Ninjas, but from the look of it, I'm guessing if you are a fan of movies such as Tokyo Gore Police, then you will probably
My
enjoy
daughter
Aliens vs.
Karen
Ninjas.
was watching it with me, okay? And there's one scene where they all get in their fight stance with the swords, and all I hear from the recliner across the living room is, "Go, go, Power Rangers!" Oh, fuck me, it was great. It was funny. All right, shittiest movie, Aliens versus Ninjas. Check it out.
Why was it so bad, though? I mean,
was it bad? Oh my dear God,
the
the
name,
acting.
it looks
Obviously,
awesome.
it is
sounds
dubbed.
awesome.
It is dubbed. It's Japanese, I believe. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it's Japanese.
all right. Okay, it was Japanese anyway. The alien itself was the most pathetic-looking alien, and it wraps its tongue around this guy, a la Aliens, right? But they pan up to this thing's head, and it's got these holes in its head, and its little babies start coming out of its holes in its head. And oh my God, these things, they're trying to make them look like they're walking. There is actually no in motion to these things at all, but they look like, have you ever taken those little dinosaurs things that come like a pill, and you throw it in water and it expands?
I love those things.
That's what it looks like. It looks just like that, and they're
Except
literally,
life size.
Definitely sounds like
and it crawls into the guy's mouth. I'm like, oh my God.
Takashi Miike kind of
At
quality.
that point, I said, I've had enough, and I turned it off. So, shittiest movie of the week.
For those who are just listening to this, I just threw my paper.
The next two segments, one of them was not even, Anton's not prepared for his. Talon thought his was too damn sad.
Well, okay, so
I was talking about the next one.
So
after
let's.
that.
Which one? Oh, that one? We're going to get on that. That's going to be awesome.
Okay, well, originally I wanted to educate some, or just give a little. Like I said, this is mainly about entertainment. It's not about news, but I thought I'd clue our listeners in a little bit about some world news, and I thought it was like, let's talk about some world politicians that have recently died. It sounded hilarious
When we were talking about it, it did.
I mean, you're
Until
laughing.
Talon started researching
it kind of sounds morbidly hilarious still. And I started researching it, and people die, guys, a lot. And people are dying all the time, it turns out. And world politicians all the time too, and they're no different from normal people. I guess they
don't have superpowers.
they have lifespans just like us. And anyway, so the reason I'm not doing this segment is because things got really depressing as I started researching. There was an earthquake in Italy, and a few people died. Quit laughing. That's sad, man.
But I think
there was a guy shot, a politician shot, and like it was more of the same. Like some were natural causes, they were old and died in their sleep, and some were, horrific deaths. And as I started researching out, I'm like, this isn't gonna make the first episode.
Grover Cleveland died
this one,
as
is what you're
well.
saying.
At
Grover
one point.
Cleveland did die at one time, but I mean, it was probably depressing then too, and now it's years later, and it's funny, and so I don't know. Maybe there's a cutoff.
How about we throw it out to anyone listening? Do you want to hear about dead politicians from across the world?
Dead world politicians.
Yeah, so
keep
we're
in
not
mind.
just here us locally in Austin.
Because
Yeah, that doesn't happen a whole lot.
sometimes
Not
I
as quickly.
might
Not on
mention
our
a
city
world
council. They say
politician,
it
and
forever, man. Jesus.
maybe it'll be like a geography lesson. We can learn about where
yeah.
We
it
can
is.
learn about the world. The
Yeah.
politicians that have
Yeah, most people in America don't know where countries are on
Right.
the map. So
They don't.
maybe they will learn from this.
I mean,
They
that will
will
be
know.
the educational portion of
knowing
our,
is half
of
the
our
battle.
program. That'll be the
Knowing is half the
educational
battle.
portion.
so anyways,
the
that's
next
some
segment.
depressing news.
Love it or hate it, you heard it.
Why now? It's been so long and you've been gone.
Random Access WebTV out.
After all that shit that I put you through, tell me why now I gotta make you